Hey there, thanks for tuning into my story. My name's Tao. Um, I'm just an average girl born and raised in Vietnam. My life has been pretty smooth sailing. You know how it goes, right? Growing up, stepping away from the parental nest, hitting the books, chasing the career dream, settling down, popping out some kiddos, and then suddenly I'm I'm not as young as I used to be. That's when the deep thoughts about life kick in. Um, this year, on my birthday, I want to do something different, something that adds a touch of uniqueness to my life. So I have decided to dive into the world of podcasting, share my insights about life and my own personal experience. In this first episode, I want to pay homage to the person I hold dearest in my life and also my heart, my father. So please join me on this audio into the profound wisdom and cherished memories from my amazing father. Let's get started. Lesson number one, get your hands dirty. Have you ever come across the phrase, get your hands dirty? It might refer to physical or the intellectual work, both of which bring benefits to an individual. My father, much like many others in his generations, was born and raised during challenging times in Vietnam, where the concept of working from a young age was commonplace. The story of my father solving math problems in his head while he's heading off to the woods to collect firewood or some bamboo is one of the stories I heard countless times. With his old background working since childhood, it was only natural for him to instill the same values in me. I've been doing chores since my elementary school days. You know, the usual stuff like sweeping, dishwashing, boiling hot water, and cooking. Well, cooking came a bit later because I got my older sister, so we divided household tasks. But I didn't stop there. I got my hands dirty with tasks usually assigned to the boys. I assisted my dad in fixing water pipes, tinkering with electrical wiring, you name it. And at the age of 10, I could hoe bricks, mix cement, drill walls, tear stuff down, and let's not forget the cleaning drainage water pipes mission. Trust me, it was stinky, but I still got down and dirty with my dad. Sure, there was time as a kid when I sneaked a peek at the neighborhood crew having a blast. Well, I was working, but looking back, I owe my dad a ton. Growing up, working made me unafraid of hard work and getting my hands dirty. I learned to take on anything that came my way. And you know what? Once you get the hang of it, you start appreciating the effort that goes into work. You become one confident beast, knowing there's nothing you can't handle. And nowadays, I'm passing down the same work ethic to my little one. He may be small, but he is already getting involved in age appropriate tasks like stacking those dirty dishes in the sink or helping mom with the veggie wash. And let me tell you, after a long day of hustling, you deserve some rest. But if you take a break for too long, you start feeling restless. and bored yourself and you wanted to start working again. So, keep the grind alive, my friend. Lesson number 2. The greatest strength of human being is knowledge. In the 12 precepts of Buddhism, it is knowledge and health. But what my father emphasized when teaching me was knowledge. No one can take away the other one's knowledge, and no one can measure the infinite capacity and creativity of human beings. My father was naturally intelligent, while my sister and I did not inherit his intelligence. So bad, huh? We are just average people, but still trainable. Knowledge can be cultivated from various ways, and one of the ways I had access to was book. At that time, people made a joke about our home. If a thief came to our home, he would leave with empty hands because we only had books. Since I was a child, I loved reading books, exploring all sorts of genres and topics. My father also provided opportunities for reading, ensuring a diverse collection of books. Whenever he traveled abroad for work, his suitcase would be filled with books or magazines. Moreover, my father taught me when faced with any situation, I should always ask questions. By asking questions, I would push myself to seek the answer. These were especially significant when studying engineering, which my father and both of us, my sister and I, pursued. Standing in front of a mechanism or a piece of mechanical equipment, my mind would operate by questioning. This approach was developed through practice. As I mentioned earlier, I am not naturally intelligent. I have come to realize that asking questions is not only applicable in academia but also in life, especially in today's digital age, which can be chaotic in the online world. It is essential to take advantage of the opportunity to ask oneself, why should I reserve this promising chance for myself among billions of people in this world? Lesson number 3. Value relationships. My dad was a man who values affectionate relationships, or as they say, you tend to live the way you like or long for what you desire. Growing up, my dad didn't experience much family affection. He spent most of his childhood with my great grandparents. So deep down, I believe he always yearned for that sense of, family love, like the bond between parents and children. So when he got married and had kids, he showered us with immense affections. He used to mention how he initially wished for a son, but eventually the love of his two daughters was more than enough for him. Family is everything, you know. You can turn your back on the whole world, or the whole world turns back on you, but family will always have your back. Being raised in such a loving environment, I have come to appreciate the importance of emotional connection and living a life filled with love. My dad was incredibly caring and trusting. He's he was always ready to lend a helping hand without expecting anything in return, even for significant task. Sure, there's a moments when he got frustrated and expressed his feeling in not so pleasant words towards someone, but deep down, he he was not truly mean spirited or harboring dislike for them. That's that's how he was, straightforward. Sometimes it saddens me when I see people misjudge him and treat him poorly, especially when they mistake his kindness for something else. Life is fleeting, so let's embrace love and kindness in our relationships. Lesson number 4: appreciating and cherishing the world of art. Let me tell you, my father fell into the category of pleasant looking, and he was even skilled in playing musical instrument and composing music. I mean, it's truly mesmerizing. In the past, before he became too busy, my father used to hold evening English classes at home to earn some extra income. Do you happen to know the Headway textbooks for learning English from those years around the late 90s and early 2000s? They included English songs with the purpose of learning. There were many classic songs like Top of the World, Living on a Jet Plane, Wonderful Tonight, to name as a few. My father played the guitar and sang these songs for the entire class, and then his students sang along. Oh, I forgot to mention that I studied English alongside college students, and sometimes we even had backpackers, joyers. My father never pressured me to excel, but he believed in the theory that immersion is a key to learning a new language. He understood that even if I didn't sound as native speaker, exposure to English over time would lead to their, you know, progress. Now, let's go back to our topic, okay? My father adored music. He even composed music to express his love for my mom and dedicated some pieces to the place where he worked. However, it's not limited to music alone. My father appreciated beauty in various forms. It could be the intricate assembly of a machine, marveling at their meticulous craftsmanship. It could be walking along a beautiful trail, simply enjoying its, you know, allure. There was a time when my father was busy and overlooked at the beauty around him, but eventually he slowed down and he fell in love once again. I am quite similar. I believe I have inherited a bit of his love for the world of art, an admiration for beauty, and a somewhat sentimental nature. So, there you have it. These are 4 lessons my father taught me. Although he is no longer with us, he will forever in my heart. His teachings manifest in my thoughts and way of life, and I will continue to pass them down to my future generations. I hope that my sharing has brought something fresh to your perspective. Thank you, and I will see you in the next episode.